What's good, people? It is Tony the Savant. And before we get started, please like this video, share this video, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm dropping content and going live on the channel. If you have not already, please do so now. Subscribe as I drop content daily, go live daily. Stay very busy on the platform. And last but not least, please leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section, as I'm always intrigued to hear what you all have to say about these topics. And ladies and gentlemen, Ice Cube, a gentleman in the sports world that I strongly admire. Prior to Ice Cube even getting into the big three, the basketball world, I had a high regard and respect for him. So when Ice Cube speaks, I lend an ear, as he has made some very strong statements about LeBron James and his son Bronny James, and Bronny James being drafted into the NBA 100% based on LeBron James' influence. Now, y'all know how I felt about this, and I'm going to kind of do a little repeating of myself in this video, but I'm going to approach it from a different angle, just to be respectful to the legend Ice Cube. Again, I love what he's done with the big three. I've been wanting to kind of like do coverage for the big three, but it's just busy season. You know what I mean? We ain't even in basketball season at the moment, at the recording of this video. So it's so much other stuff going on. But eventually, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be doing some coverage of the big three, because they be having. I like what they have going on. They got some good games that go down on that platform. But Ice Cube, who he himself has provided opportunities to his son. His son actually played him in the NWA movie. I don't know if people knew that, but if you watch the NWA movie that came out a couple years ago, and the guy that plays Ice Cube's character, that's actually Ice Cube's son. And so even, in his profession, Ice Cube has practiced a bit of nepotism himself. And he has expressed that he doesn't see anything wrong with LeBron James using his influence to get Bronny James into the league. He strongly feels that if you are in a position to help family, you should. And, let the chips fall where they may after that, because he feels that there's nepotism running rampant in the NBA, and nobody should be up in arms about Bronny James. And to that I say, touche, Ice Cube, touche. Okay, I have no problem with that stance, because I'm running a company right now. I'm building a media company, and if my kids so choose to take over the company, they won't have to start from the bottom. They won't have to do the intern work that I've had to do to get into the position that I'm in. They'll experience some nepotism themselves, working with or working for daddy, and then taking over the business. So I totally understand the stance. I'm not against that aspect of this whole situation, because if LeBron James got Bryce James into the NBA, I would be 1,000% okay with that. Bryce James is nice. Now, Bryce James ain't jumping off the page or anything, but I just feel like he's a better quality basketball player than his older brother. Respectfully, I got an older brother. I'm a better basketball player than him. It's not that crazy of a concept to think of. But if LeBron James was to use his influence to help Bryce James get into the league, Bryce James is already about 6'3" right now. He's 6'3" right now and ain't even going through his growth spurt. So by the time he gets into the league, I think he'll have an NBA body. His skills would have improved. I'm not mad at LeBron James using his quote-unquote influence to get his sons into the league. My problem with all of this is that Bronny James has never displayed any NBA-ready skills. Okay, and even in the summer league, he was getting cooked. And I sound like I'm hating on Bronny or criticizing him or anything. I'm not doing that at all. Y'all may feel that way. For those who do, that's cool. But that's not what's going on right now at all. We are being 100,000% transparent. if Bronny James played some decent defense, say like the number 2 pick, Alex Sarr. Alex Sarr is a project. He's a developing project on the offensive end. But the young man plays lock-up defense. You know, he was very impressive in the summer league, not on the offensive end again, but on the defensive end. You can see that this guy has some NBA-ready skills, awareness. You know, he's ready for the next level. You can say that about a lot of these rookies. You can also say that a lot of dudes come into the NBA and they're not ready per se. Bronny is neither one of those, you know, because Bronny didn't look like he was ready for the collegiate level of the game. Bronny wasn't even that good in high school, ladies and gentlemen. You can't pull up a legitimate, 10, 15, 20-minute highlight reel of Bronny James going crazy. You'll see a couple clips over and over again. You know what I mean? But I'm saying this in the most respectful manner that I can. Bronny James has not shown any NBA ready skills. Now, can he improve on that? For sure. You know, for sure. You know, anybody can improve and become a better version of themselves. But then you look at his physique. You know, he's a smaller guy, 6'1". You know, for so long they was telling us he was 6'4", getting to the NBA, and they really measure you up. He's 6'1". But I'm gonna say this, you know, just to give Bronny some shoot him a little bail. Reed Shepherd is 6'1". I just learned this not too long ago. Reed Shepherd, ladies and gentlemen, who is my Rookie of the Year favorite, the number 3 draft pick for the Houston Rockets, he's only 6'1". So I'm saying that to say that Bronny James and Reed Shepherd is, you know, balling. He's doing his thing. You know what I mean? Nothing short of spectacular, especially during the summer league. I think the kid averaged about 20 points in the summer league format. But I'm only saying that because Bronny at 6'1", that's not a disadvantage, but it becomes a disadvantage when you don't display any NBA-ready skills or awareness. That's the only discount against Bronny James. And it's so bad, you know, his flaws and shortcomings are so glaring that it's difficult to shoot him that nepotism bill. You know what I mean? We can shoot Luke Walton some nepotism bill. We can shoot Lonzo Ball. Nah, because Lonzo didn't have. I mean, Lamar was just a loudmouth, even for the NBA before Lonzo Ball got into the league. Steph Curry, you know, nepotism. Seth Curry, the little bro, nepotism. But the difference between these guys and Bronny James is that they have displayed some remnants of NBA-ready skills and awareness. Hold on one second, guys. I'm uploading the video while I'm doing the video. Don't tell me you work hard, and I'm gonna show you what hard work look like. But all in all, you know, I think that's the one aspect. And this is such a complex situation, right? Because Bronny James is innocent in all this. You know, I have no qualm with Bronny James. I've said this once. I'll say it again. Me personally, I'm a little older than Bronny James, but I've still had the privilege of watching him grow up online and seeing his, you know, coming of age story. I like Bronny James as an individual. He's a good kid, great gamer, apparently, you know, but when it comes down to the NBA, we're talking about swimming amongst the sharks. We're talking about grown men. You know what I mean? We talking about people that use this NBA game to pay their bills and provide for them families. There's no play on the professional level. So it's kind of difficult to placate for Bronny James, because if he had, let's just say if Bronny James, all he did was drive to the rim. Let's just say he was a slasher like his dad, you know, and he did that on an elite level. That's the only thing Bronny James could do, was slash and finish at the rim. I would be shooting him a lot more bail, because that's something that we can work with. That's something that, all right, if that's all you do, you make your living like that, and we could develop after that. But Bronny doesn't do anything on an elite level. I think he only hit like 3 or 4 threes in 4 or 5 games in the summer league. Like, No, man, you can't do that. And on defense, he was supposed to come into the league. Everybody was comparing him to Drew Holiday, a two-time NBA champion, all-world defender, as we are seeing it on display right now in the Olympics. Drew Holiday is the real deal. It's capped to say that Bronny James will ever get to his level unless Bronny James was showing some flashes of that now. For Bronny James to be Drew Holiday, he's going to have to be a totally different player at this point. At this point in his career, he's a high volume shooter. I'm just assuming that a Lakers coach can't tell him when or when not to shoot, much like Darvin Ham, Frank Vogel, name a coach, Paul Silas. None of those dudes was able to tell LeBron James when and when not to shoot. So I'm sure Bronny James has the same green light. But for a high volume shooter, the efficiencies, the numbers are not impressive at all. So it's kind of, like I say, it's kind of crazy that you got to go at Bronny James because of what he is. If you tell the truth about Bronny James, it does sound like you quote unquote hating on him, like the bronsexuals say it. But to be honest, it just is what it is. I have no problem with Bronny James being drafted or getting into the NBA. But again, if you had the skill set to justify that just even a little bit, nobody would have a problem with it. And number two, we got to remember, I don't know when, where, why LeBron, I don't know when LeBron James became a sympathy figure for y'all. And I'm gonna say I'm trying to word it in a way. I don't know if sympathy was the right word, but everybody is like doing a little cleanup work for LeBron James, right? Because LeBron was doing all of this saying all of this stuff, and this is why Bronny James is getting as much heat as he's getting. I don't think if LeBron James never said that Bronny James is better than half the league, that he can get rotational minutes on the Lakers and all that kind of stuff, just doing too much with the marketing, then I don't think Bronny James would be getting half the heat that he's getting right now. Honestly, I think people would just let it be. For the most part, they'd probably say he trash and then move on to the next thing. But the fact of the matter that LeBron James was doing all of this promoting, all this front running, it makes the criticism of Bronny James more justified. Because it's people out here. I'm what do you call that? A LeBron James hater, apparently. But it's people out here that really have it out for LeBron James, that don't like this dude. And so it's easy for them to go at Bronny James because they don't like him. And it's even easier to go at Bronny James because you was doing all this front running, doing all this yiggity yak. You know what I mean? Setting Bronny James up for the hit. Essentially, Bronny James is getting all of this heat, and not so much from the lamestream, but online and from the basketball communities because of LeBron James. The guys that really know what they're watching, and also the guys that really can't stand him. And I'm kind of 50-50 on that, so it's a little easier for me to make videos ridiculing Bronny. And it's, me, I wouldn't say so much ridiculing, just telling the truth, but it's easier to do that, hit that live button, because LeBron James once again is putting his foot in his mouth. So again, I respect Ice Cube 1,000%. Love what the brother has been able to do as far as music, because that's when I first really learned of Ice Cube, when I was doing music back in my college days. And so I was a huge fan of not just Ice Cube, but NWA and that whole movement. And just over the years, how Ice Cube has been able to reinvent himself, being a pretty good actor. I don't think he Denzel or Will Smith or nothing like that, but a pretty good actor, got some great movies out there. And now, of course, running the big three. I respect Ice Cube. And like I said at the top of the video, when he speaks, I lend an ear and I listen. But in this situation, I think he's kind of twisting the facts and making this more of a family thing, and that's not what this is at all. This isn't a family issue. Nobody's talking crazy about the James family. We're just talking basketball. And then you're looking at guys like Boogie Ellis, who was the top guy for Bronny James's USC school. This kid was averaging like 16.5 rebounds, 3 assists, and he goes undrafted. It's just unfair. It's crazy. It's unfair, and you would think that somebody like LeBron James, who allegedly had to get it out the mud, he came from nothing. You think he would have a little bit more awareness that this kind of move is taking an opportunity from another kid that's coming up like he did. That was probably in the same position that he was in as a youngster. So shout out to Ice Cube again. Really respect the big bro. But everybody's emotionalizing this Bronny James situation, and I get it, but I guess that whole emotional thing don't really work on me, because I don't have a feeling towards Bronny James left or right, outside of the fact that he's not performing to what I deem NBA standards. I'm making a little chile for the fight night tonight, but he's not producing to what my NBA standards are. You know what I mean? And I ain't saying you ain't gotta be Kobe. You ain't gotta just come into the league and be Ron Artest. You know what I mean? Defensive stalwart or nothing like that. But give me something to work with. You know what I mean? And that's the thing about Bronny. You have nothing you can hang your hat on outside of give him some time. He has quote unquote potential, and he's LeBron James' son. Like, nobody ever talks about Bronny James's basketball skills. That's what disturbs me. We don't talk about Bronny James. Whenever we're talking about Bronny James, we're talking about some emotional, personal stuff. It's not, oh, Bronny James did this on the court, or Bronny James did that on the court. It's always a bunch of sideshow stuff, and it's annoying, bro. It gets a little bit old. So once again, shout out to Ice Cube. Big respect for him. But we got to take the emotions out of this situation respectfully. That's all I got for y'all on this video. Please like this video, share this video, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm dropping content and going live on the channel as well. Please subscribe, join the fam as I drop content daily. Go live daily. Stay very busy here on this platform. And last but not least, please leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section, as I'm always interested to know what you all got to say about these topics. I am Tony the Savant. Peace.